Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Millennial and Mom. Let me bring myself up on the screen. Just 1 second, you guys. Sorry about that. There I am. Okay, here I am. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Weekdays or Middays with Mom. It's me, Mom, or Kay from Millennial Mom. I want to remind everyone to please, if you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe. Don't forget to like, and if you're interested in our membership, well, I'll have the description and how to join in the description box after the live is over. So I want to welcome everyone for joining in, and welcome to everyone on the replay gang. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. Hi, Sharon. How are you? Welcome back. Welcome back. I'll give a minute or two to see if anyone else wants to join in live. If not, we can get started. I'm going to also drop the invite link. That is a link where you would click if you want to join with your comments online, whether you could talk to me face to face, you could show your face or not. You could choose to turn your camera on or turn it off, but either way is up to you. Or you can continue to comment in the comments that you already used below. So again, thank you for joining. It's Tuesday, November 1st already. Where is the time going? It was just September. It was just birthday month, September, right? So here we are, November. The holidays, if you celebrate the holidays, no matter which holidays you celebrate, are upon us. So wow, this year has gone by fast. There's been lots of changes throughout the year. I'm sure it's that way for most people, but definitely for me and my family, there's been a lot of changes, positive ones. So I'm happy, I'm grateful, and I'm blessed to be here with everybody. So thank you for joining. So today, we're going to talk about the 90-day, the single life. Yes, time is going fast for sure. It seems like you only recognize time goes fast, at least for me. Like the older you get, it seems like the time goes by faster for some reason. I don't know why that is. Hi, Universal Advocate. How are you? So today we're going to talk about 90-day, the single life. We can even touch on 90-day fiance, whichever they're on now. What is it? I don't know. Before the 90 days or whatever it's called, this series. To me, it's all the same. It runs together. And then we're going to touch on Married at First Sight, what we saw last week, and pre-reunion for tomorrow. So I'm interested in that too. Yes, time for decorations. Do you decorate like today? Because some people wait till after Halloween is over to decorate today, or do you decorate like the day after Thanksgiving or whatever holiday you choose to decorate? I am going to decorate early this year. I didn't get a chance to really decorate last year because of what I was going through. Now, granted, I'm still going through the same health crisis, but not to the extent that I was last year. So I'm definitely going to get into decorating this year. I probably do something new. I probably start like around Thanksgiving, but that's just me. All right. So like I said, today is Tuesday, November 1st. We in the desert are going through a cold front. What do I mean by a cold front? Today, okay, it's going to be 77, so I guess that's decent, right? But I'm picking at the news right now. It's going to drop to the 50s going into the week. So it's time for me and Millennial to find like real sweaters, because for us, that's cold. So, but anyways, let's see. Let me read a comment. I was going to start today, but I'll probably wait for the weekend. Okay. I know some people say they start early. And Sharon, you say you usually decorate over Thanksgiving. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to start, like I said, Thanksgiving this year too. So, all right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started, and hopefully everyone is well today, like I said. So, but before I begin, let me say this. I haven't gotten around to hot topics yet, but we'll probably do that after Married at First Sight, the reunion stuff is over. We can talk about 90 Day Fiance, 90 Day Single Life, just the whole franchise. And then we'll get into more hot topics until Married at First Sight comes back, and even maybe touch into Love After Lockup. But, with the hot topics, with whether it be political, and we're not a political channel, so we're not going to get into it, with the things that Kanye West is saying and not saying, and flip-flopping back and forth, wherever you stand on that. I mean, that's a big to-do with that. But not just that, but these rappers, these young rappers having their lives taken out before their time. I know maybe not our time or God's time and wherever they may be, but just another well-known rapper, who is it, from the Migos, lost his life last evening. So, it's not just about that. It's about the families too. It's just so much, seems like more and more in the music industry going on with these young kids. I call them young kids because, they're as old as my own children, but it's just a lot of senselessness going on in the music world. And just rest in peace to him and his family and all that's what's going on. All right. So let's start back with Married at First Sight, since the reunion is tomorrow, and Millennial and I, or even just if she doesn't join me, I will be live on Thursday to talk about reunion part 1. Now that we had a week to think about it, do we think still the same that we thought about the couples who are married still, decide to stay married, Nate and Stasha, that stayed married? And we'll have the same feelings about that, because I slept on it as the week has gone on, and I think I still have the same approach of what I thought last week. I still feel like those two couples were a split decision for me. Read your comment. Yes, senselessness in the world. Yes, Sharon, I agree. I still think that it was a split for me with Lindy and Miguel and Nate and Stasha, even though, like I said, it's been a week now for us to process. I don't see the connection, but I know it's not up to me to see the connection, but I still don't get the reasons why. They may have said yes, especially when it comes to Lindy and Miguel. And just for you, Universal Advocate, I got my water bottle. That's not recyclable. So I guess Kristen's going to start drinking her own water bottles too, and not worried about what Mitch has to say. None of them will be together reunion. Sharon, you don't think so? Well, there's a lot of body language leading up to the preview of the reunion. I'm going to guess that you all have seen the previews of the reunion. Let me read a comment. There is tea about the couples, but I won't spill. Well, we saw, that's right, Kristen, get you a water bottle. We did see the pre-reunion where, what was it? Nate was talking about, or Justin was saying to Nate how he was hitting on him. Is that what you mean, Abijah? Is that what you're talking about, that part of the tea? Because if there's any other tea, I don't know about that. I mean, we'll wait. I don't want any spoilers, but we're talking about that. That'll be interesting. Oh, and I think a little bit of tea, I guess, would be Ben and Morgan may have had a hookup, or maybe thinking about getting back together, I guess. I don't know. I personally think that they're okay where they are. I mean, Morgan, I don't think her heart was open to be part of this process, because it seemed like any little thing that Ben said or didn't say, even it was like as small as that nursing thing, she wasn't really here for. I don't think she really gave as much of a chance as maybe she should have to Ben, but I don't know. Let's see. Universal says, I did check out the couples for next season. It looks boring. I did see the couples for next season. I could give a preview to everybody. I'll have more about that on Thursday, but I do have a preview that I could show the couples in just a second. And you know what? Honestly, I'm sure I'll repeat this again on Thursday evening, that the background on some of these couples, the reasons why they came on Married at First Sight, yeah, I don't know. That's to me, that could be part of the issue, what's going on. The reason why the show may not be as successful as it was possibly in the beginning. You say, no, other tea, I won't spill it. Ooh, okay. I hope it's good tea, because I really want to. Oh, yeah, no spoilers. I'll wait. But Yeah, I mean, as far as the reunion goes, if Morgan and Ben hooked up for a moment, I guess, you know what I'm saying? But if I see them as a continuing couple, I don't think so. I think maybe they should, like Ben said, he was able to go get therapy, and hopefully Morgan is able to get therapy too. And I just think they're in a different places in their life. I think a lot of couples come on here thinking that if the experts matched us, then you're my partner. And that's not necessarily the case, because the experts match you based on the answers that you gave, based on your questionnaire, or even talking to you. But the thing is, were you really honest on that questionnaire? Because I think that's what it comes down to. Because I think a lot of people aren't as honest as they can be on the questionnaire. And then when they meet the person they're matched with, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And sometimes if they see something, just in my opinion, of course, if they see something or someone that they're not attracted to on the outside, they seem to be unwilling to look at the inside. So I think that's part of the hurdle to get past with a lot of these couples as the show has progressed along the way. So, right, no guarantees. There's definitely no guarantees. And then who else said no? Alexis and Justin, like I said, whatever they have to say about the reasons why maybe Alexis came over to the house, that's what Justin said, in the middle of the night for whatever reason. I mean, maybe she went back to somewhere she was comfortable for a little while. I don't know. Who knows? And hopefully some of this tea and the tea that Abisha's hinting at, well, hopefully we don't have to wait until like part 2. Like we should get like the good stuff part 1 and then start fresh with something new part 2, because they tend to do that, like leave us with cliffhangers, so. And honestly, they can leave Morgan and Ben to part 2, because what is the update that they have that we need to see? Because they were gone for 6 weeks of the 8 weeks out the show. So it really, in my opinion, it doesn't necessarily matter. But that's my opinion. Universal says, do they do interviews after the questionnaire, or just say these two are matched based on their answers? Well, if you've ever seen Universal, the men and the women meet up to come on the show, they have them all in a big room. And I guess, they do face-to-face with the counselors. They do questionnaires. And, I guess they, whittle them down like this group to this group to this group, and then cross-match them on who would be a good match for this person or that person. So they do more than one way to get these couples matched up. Now, how far into the fact-checking that they do, I don't know, because the last few seasons has been left to, say, maybe they didn't do the best job, due diligence. So. Hi, Marvina. How are you? Oh my gosh, haven't heard from you, talked to you in a while. Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for joining. Sharon says, why is there a part 2? It's only for couples. Well, apparently there's the tea with, I'm thinking, Sharon, the tea with Justin and Nate. If they don't show that in the beginning, because they always do like a teaser, like the biggest teaser, they may do like, that part, and then it'll lead into part 2, to keep us around. That's what I'm thinking. So I don't know. And then also too, who seemed like they weren't having the best time. Again, Nate and Stasha, they were sitting on separate ends of the couch. So who knows? I think they go through up and downs all the time. So I don't know if I'm reading anything different from that. I don't know. Again, Miguel and Lindy, like I said, they were always a toss-up for me. So if they're still together, honestly, I would be surprised if they're still together long-term. So, and then, see, Morgan and Ben supposed to be there. So I just want to know if they're going to show, like that living room cam that we see sometimes on the show, where you can hear the couples arguing, like whether it be in the bathroom or whatever, where the cameras are. But I wonder if they're going to have some proof of what Justin is saying that Nate said, unless it's just going to be word of mouth. Because if there's no proof, like any green room proof or whatever, then those are serious accusations for Justin to be bringing up, and especially on national TV. So I don't know. But you know what? I do have a preview of the couples who's coming on Married at First Sight. It is the Nashville edition. So Nashville, Tennessee is next in January. And then I guess the following after Nashville is going to be Married at First Sight Denver, because they're looking for people for that now. So I'll do a preview of it now. And then on Thursday as well, I'll have it again. So let's see. Marvina says, I couldn't live with Stasha still. I know. Yes. Stasha has some serious OCD and control issues. Sharon says, Alexa says she wasn't as specific as she should have been about what she really wanted in a man. You know, I hate to say and be blunt this way, but isn't that her fault or her error? Because if you come on a show like this looking for your forever, you should be as specific as you can be and truthful. Like I said, I don't think a lot of these people come on here being truthful. I think they say a lot of things that sounds good to the experts or what sounds good on paper, you know, but not necessarily what they want full time. So, you know, I think that's one of the biggest flaws on here. So let me go ahead and show everybody a look at the couples if you haven't seen them coming up. And like I said, I'm going to go live Thursday after reunion to talk about A, the reunion, and B, the upcoming couples. Let me find the notes that I wrote on them and go from there. Let's see. Trying to look really quick. 90 day. I got 90 day, of course, because that was today, but of course I'll be more prepared on Thursday because I typed these the other day. I wanted to have it together for everybody in advance. Let me look really quick. You know, when you look for something real quick, it's hard to find. So let me just kind of slow down a smidge. Let's see. Let me see if this is it. It's not, but I'll show you the couples anyways. So we have this couple right here that's coming up. And then I'll have more in detail on Thursday about their names, what they do, and the reason why they're on the show. And then we have this couple. And then, I do have their names. So let me start again. This is Dominique and McKinley. And then the next couple is going to be Kirsten and Shaquille. And then the next couple is Gina and Clint. The next couple is Jasmine and Aris, or Aries. It's spelled A-R-R-I-S, so however he pronounces it. And then the final couple is Christopher and Nicole. And I will say, if you all saw any previews of these couples, that one of these couples are actually breaking down on the honeymoon. So it's already trouble in paradise before they get started for Married at First Sight Nashville. So those are the couples. And let's read your comments here. Sharon says, the first girl is only 25. Yes, one of them is 25. The youngest 25, and I believe the oldest is a male, is 39 on the show this year. And then your Universal says, Shaquille looks like a guy from Seeking Sister Wives. Oh, you know what? Let's take a peek at Shaquille one more time. Let me find him. Shaquille, Finding Sister Wives. Huh. You know, I've never sure if he does to me, but you never know. Sometimes these people make their rounds on these shows, so you never know. You never know. But anyways, I'm always looking forward to the newest season of Married at First Sight, and I do believe it's the first time. No, it's not. I was going to say there was two African American couples, but this is not the first time. This is the second time, because remember Amani and Woody and what's their names? I just forgot their names already. Amani and Woody, and just slipped my mind. Can't think of it, but it'll come back to me. But anyways, let me go back to your comments. Shaquille, okay, take that comment off. Oh, Sharon says he does kind of. So y'all must have, I may have to go back and look. Is that season recently? I have to go back and look and see if I can find him. Look him up from the Seeking Sister Wives person. He looks like Marcus. Is that his name from Seeking Sister Wives? Okay, I'll have to look that up. Karen and Miles. Thank you, Marvina. Why can I? Thank you, Sharon. How come I can remember that? You know what? They were, anyways, moving on. All right. So again, I'll be back to talk about the reunion on Thursday. So there won't be any weekdays with mom Thursday afternoon. So it'll just be the reunion. So I'll put that information out on Wednesday. So you know what time to look out for that. It'll more than likely be the same time it was last week, 4:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. But let's just go ahead. Does anyone else have anything else to add about Married at First Sight before we jump into 90 Day, the single life? Like I said, I think everyone's just waiting to see what their reunion is going to bring. So, all right. Well, like so, I'll drop that link again if somebody wants to pop on and join. But if not, we can talk about the 90 Day, the single life. So you saw yesterday's episode, we had Veronica, Debbie, Tanya, Caesar, Tiffany, and Natalie. Okay, so let's just start with Veronica. Did you all watch the show yesterday? 9 Day Single Life and the other franchise too with Angela and Usman. So in the 90 Day to Single Life, you did, Sharon, and Universal. Okay, good. So Veronica is upset with Josh after learning that he was moving back to Florida. She feels like he's not prioritizing her over his ex-wife and kids. And not only that, she hasn't heard from him in about 3 weeks. And so she decides to get as cute as she's going to get and have lunch with him and ask him like where his loyalties are. You know, are they with her? Where are they at? And so Josh is pretty much telling her that he's going to go back to Florida. He's closer to family. He's closer to his kids. He's closer to his ex-wife. And Veronica doesn't seem like he's compromising when it comes to her, like wanting her in his life. She goes, so why should I have to uproot myself and my daughter, uproot Chloe, to go somewhere if we can't even be priority with you? Now, do y'all agree with this? Well, first of all, Veronica thinks that he just was with her to, maybe have an intimate connection with her and not really have a relationship with her. And I am going to say, just based on Veronica's relationship or supposed relationship with Josh, that I agree. I don't think that, let me read your comment, Sharon. Veronica just met this. Yeah, she does need to slow down. Like, I think that, no, he's not necessarily compromising you, and he is putting his children first, but if you want to be a parent, a full-time parent with your children, you have to prioritize your children first. I'm just curious to know, like, what makes her think that he's still trying to get with his ex. Let me read Marvina's comment first. I'll get to you, Universal. It was 26 degrees one night a couple weeks ago. Woo! Yes, that is cold. I can't even imagine 26 degrees. Okay, maybe he wants to make Veronica a sister wife. You know what? It's possible. Since you saw pictures of Kill, we talk about the sister wives. I don't think so. I just think that maybe that Veronica, I agree with Sharon. I think she's moving too fast with this relationship. Veronica gives me the jump in and out of relationships pretty fast. Tanya also gives me that jumping in and out of relationships fast too. And I think that he's just trying to be closer to his children in a way. And Veronica just wants him to like say, yes, you'll settle down with me. Say, yes, I'm number one. Yes, 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 yes. But some people can't do that. You know what I'm saying? If they were into you more and want to make you maybe go to the extra next step in life, maybe he would. But this wasn't it for Veronica. And so she decides to break up, and maybe she needs to move along with that, because if you're not getting what you want, you don't think he's compromising, then you have to move forward. But I don't know. Do you think also some of the relationship that Veronica has with Tim makes a wedge in a relationship she tries to have while dating? I think it may play a part in it, because her and Tim seem to be really close, not just because of, Chloe, but just their relationship in general. Like, it seems like that boundary gets crossed, in my opinion. And then we have Debbie. So Debbie has decided that she's moving to Canada with Tony. I think, now, do you all think Debbie's moving fast? because I think this is a kind of like a good thing with Debbie. You know, when you reach a particular age in your life, you know, there's be no reason to wait. Now, yeah, she's moving just maybe a tad fast, but I think that she needs to do something for herself now. You know, and her thing is, Debbie's thing is she has anxiety because she's not sure what Colt will say. But has Colt really put you in the mix? You know, did he take you and you all home when you had it together in consideration when he moved in? What was her name? Larissa, and then the next girl, Veronica. Wasn't her name Veronica too? I think so. So I don't know. I think that she should just maybe follow her heart. Universal says Josh should have said what he wants, that he wants to be casual. I agree. I think so too. Sharon, you say, yes, Tanya is the same way. Got to be in a relationship when you could be working on yourself. Yes. And you know what? And like I said, nothing to Tanya or, you know, anyone knows Tanya watches or word of mouth, whatever. But I never personally cared for Tanya's personality. You know, she just seems like she's very self-centered. You know, self-centered is her way or no way. And I don't know. She gave me the spoiled brat vibe. Tanya did, but that's just me. But do you all think Debbie is moving too fast? Or do you think that when you reach a particular age, you should be able to make that decision to move and do what you need to do and just let your adult children, let them live their lives and you live yours? I mean, you could go back and forth. Do you all think the same thing? Or do you think Debbie is moving too fast? Because I think her and Colt's relationship, they could have, you know, a lot of their arguments could have been diverted. I think Colt was trying to, I don't know, maybe in a way sow his oats in a different kind of way, even though it's cringy to me, but that's Colt. Yeah, I think it's time for Debbie to do what she needs to do. Sharon says, Debbie should be interested in continuing the relationship, but moving to Canada and another thing, folks is crazy. Folks can be crazy. That's very true. But you know what, Sharon? But if that's where he lives, because I don't know if he considered moving to Vegas, you know, is that maybe Debbie's way of going somewhere different or just getting away from everything? Or I don't know. What do you think about that? And folks are crazy every day. Yes, ma'am. And Universal says, yes, definitely Debbie's moving fast. I'm sure they have a senior housing in Vegas and other states. Universal, I'm going to start putting you on mute, okay? You don't have to live in a senior community just because you're of a particular age. And yes, you know, Millennial and I live here in Vegas. There's plenty of senior communities. But Debbie's used to living in a house and having her own independence. So I don't know. Ooh, you are a mess, Universal, but okay. But yeah, I mean, yeah, she needs to slow down, but at the same time, I don't know, how would he come back and forth and how would she, I don't know, they navigate the way they need to navigate, I guess. I don't know. All right, so let's move to Tanya. So her sister's now in Aruba. Tanya, like I said, she's bratty to me. And so the things that she goes through are not always in her own doing, but it has a lot to do with her, you know, because she can't seem to get past her tunnel vision, in my opinion. But her sister's there to give her encouragement in Aruba because whatever relationship she's in goes left or it doesn't seem like, I don't know, she can't get past the tattoo of the lips on the guy. I mean, people have tattoos, right? So some tattoos you may like, some you don't like. And just because it was someone else, I mean, she has tattoos. What if he says, oh, I don't like that? Then what? Because speaking of, when her and St. John got married, didn't they do tattoos of their astrological signs on them too? So that to me made zero sense with Tanya. But Tanya says she's interested in having a relationship with women now. So I guess she's expanding her horizons, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you like. But the lady that she was trying to hit on is engaged. So that took Tanya's sales all the way down. And then later in the evening, her and her sister went to, well, they was at that party later in the evening, but I don't know. I think Tanya is very fluid. She's been very fluid ever since she came on the show the first season with Sinjin. So wherever Tanya goes is where Tanya goes. You know, she's in the wind. You know, didn't she learn to make healthy medicines or medicinal medicines when she went out somewhere to another island to learn that when she was with Sinjin. So I think Tanya would be all right. Let's see. Hey, Romel, how are you? You're eating chicken and yams and greens? Ooh, yes, you eating good. Yes, indeed. That sounds real good. Thank you for joining me on your break, Romel. I appreciate it. Sharon says, I'm not sure about Tanya. What ethnicity is she? You know what? I think she's a mixed race, but I don't know which one. I think she's a mixed race for sure. So, but yeah, Tanya, she's fluid, gender fluid about everything. So Tanya does what she does. So, and I think that's part of the reason why she's in the predicament that she's into. So let's move to Caesar. Now, Caesar, you know what? Caesar and I on the same age length. Wait, let me read some comments first. Universe says, I mean, like affordable housing for seniors where they have their own apartments, not the living assistance. She keeps talking about she can't afford a home. I know what you meant. I was just teasing you. Yes, you're right. They do. But I don't know. I just think that, again, Debbie wants a change. So she goes to Canada. She goes to Canada. She knows where to visit when she comes back to Vegas. So that's what matters. And so, oh, hello to each other. That's awesome. All right. So let's move to Caesar. You know what? Again, Caesar, he's a particular age too, and I'm really gonna need Caesar to get his life together. Like seriously, I need him to get it all the way together because Caesar is having and has been having since he came on the show the first time a midlife crisis that he's been going through for a very long time. What show are we talking about? I never watched it. We talk about 90 Day Fiance, The Single Life, and just the Married 90 Day Fiance franchise as well, Romel. But Caesar, I don't know what it is about him finding, and wherever you find love is where you find love. But the international women always seem to be like in a particular area. So clearly Caesar has this thing about these particular women. And I don't know. I just don't get Caesar being, I don't know, like the man that you would want right now. He just doesn't seem like he still don't have his ducks in a row. He's still like searching for things that maybe he should have figured out a little while ago. I mean, is it just me? What do you all think in the comments? I don't get it. Caesar meet Natalie. Pretty much. But the difference with that is, that's a good one, Universal. The thing with that is that Natalie is younger than Caesar. Like Caesar, he's a particular age. We're in a certain age group now. Natalie is like in her late 30s. So she says late 30s. But Caesar, it's hard for me to say nice things about Caesar. So I'm trying to keep it as best as I can. But let me read your comment, Romel. Your grandma used to watch 90 Day Fiancé. I never watched without her. I tried. Oh my goodness. You know what, Romel? 90 Days has so many different franchises. They really do. There's probably about 5 of them. So it's really hard to keep up to see which one they're at now. They have The Single Life. They have 90 Day Before the 90 Days. After the 90 Days, when they move somewhere else, I forgot what that's called. They have seriously about 4 or 5. So it's really hard to keep up. But the main people I'm talking about are the main people who revolve around the show that's been on for quite some time. That's why I'm talking about them. So, and then Sharon says, this is my first time seeing Caesar. I just started watching Single Life. What's his deal? Wow, this is the first time you watched Caesar? Okay, so when he was on the 90 Days, the other one is 90 Day the Other Way. He originally was talking to a lady who was in Ukraine the first time. And she was catfished pretty much. And he had to borrow money from the owner of the nail shop he worked in to even get over there. And he just not taking his responsibilities. He had loans out for this, loans out for that. And he's just love struck still. Like I said, he likes a particular kind of woman in a particular area, love struck behind finding love. So yeah, if you get a chance to watch or stream his season, just watch him and see like what we're talking about. Like Caesar's out there. He seriously needs to get it together. It's hard to go into detail with this short amount of time I have to talk to you about Caesar. That would be like a true phone conversation. Universal says the money Caesar spent overseas, he could have invested in the house, especially in his state. Exactly. Sharon, Caesar has spent thousands upon thousands taking out loans, like I said, from his owner of the nail shop he works in, and from eating ramen noodles every day to hot dogs to. I also believe he's got an adult child. that he's just simply not taking care of his responsibilities to find love with these international women. Like I said, it's okay if that's where you go, but Caesar, yeah, no, he definitely doesn't have it together. And then when he left Ukraine to come back home, did you notice that his love connection, they only like half kissed on the cheek? So I'm not seeing the connection here with this lady. I'm not seeing it. You're welcome. You're welcome, Sharon. Yeah, it's a lot with Caesar, honestly. It truly is. Romel says, Marriage Boot Camp needs to get some people from the show, MAFS, to do the hip hop edition. Marriage Boot Camp, when it first came out, Romel, used to be really good. I used to like it. But now I just think people go on Marriage Boot Camp, especially celebrities. It seems like it's a money grab. You know what I'm saying? Like some of those people aren't really together anyways in real life. So I don't know. So that show is just completely different animal. And then, so let's move to Tiffany. Tiffany. So she got back in contact with someone she used to know when she lived in New Jersey named Fabian. They spent a weekend together last weekend. And after, I guess, he thought things were going to be intimate and she was like, no, I got to go home to my kids. Well, Fabian has clearly ghosted Tiffany and she hasn't heard from him in a few weeks. And I'm not surprised at that. I mean, you don't have to be on this type of show to be ghosted in that manner. Or maybe if someone thought that you let them on to just not be with you. Tiffany's pretty. You know what? I always thought Tiffany was pretty as well. I really did. Tiffany's very pretty to me too. I just want to know like why she kept calling his phone. If he hadn't talked to you in about 3 weeks and you can only reach him through occasional text, then that's your sign that someone is not necessarily into you. And so Tiffany had to go out, have coffee or lunch with her friend to run the scenario by when she finally got the courage to tell, to tell Fabian that by text that, what, this is not working out for me. I have bigger goals, that we're not going to be together anymore. And I think also too, matter of fact, everyone that's on the single life, Natalie, Tiffany, Caesar, Tanya, Debbie, and Veronica, all need to figure out what it is that they want. Because when they tell their stories on the single life, it seems like, have they gotten past the hurdles, from their previous relationships? Or are they still carrying the same baggage with their relationships? And matter of fact, Tiffany, if it takes for her son to tell her, well, you just jump right into relationships, that's the problem. I mean, what's that little boy, like 12? If he's telling you that, yeah, then clearly he's seen his mom do this one too many times. All right, Romel, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So yeah, Tiffany, I think she could do better, but again, she's someone else that needs counseling as well. And then Natalie, nothing really happened with Natalie. One good thing I could say about this story is that Mike helped to get Natalie's mom out from Ukraine when the events were going down over there. So that was nice on Mike's part to do that for her. So that was about it from Natalie. Natalie's Natalie, so we're not even going to spend time on her. So let's jump to the regular franchise. Let's talk about Kim and Usman. Now, Sharon, Universal Advocate, anybody else in the chat or even on the replay? Did Kim really think that going to talk to Usman's mom and his other brother, Muhammad, in person was going to change the dynamic of her saying, like his family saying no? Did she think they were going to go, oh, yeah, no, it's okay. Go ahead and get married. I mean, did she really think that? Because if she thought that, there's something, we say it every season, there's really definitely something wrong with Kimberly. Like her common sense just isn't there. Universal says, Tiffany's son needs to charge her a fee for his therapy sessions, right? Poor thing. But he got dragged, before I get back to Kim and Usman, he got dragged back and forth to South Africa too. So no telling the things he heard or seen with his mom and Ronald over there in South Africa. But back to Kimberly and Usman, like, I just don't understand why she thought that she can convince them. They're with nothing but their traditions. His mother wants him to have a family and a child. And, that Cal didn't work. She wants him to have another additional wife. So Usman is trying to convince her that sitting down with his mom and another family member is going to change the dynamic. And Kimberly believed this. At this time, you get what you get because there's nothing going to change the customs of Usman, his family, and of the land. So what do y'all think? Do you think it's the same way? Or do you think that maybe they would have said, oh, okay, yeah, well, this time, yeah. Oh, showing us a picture of your son? Oh, okay. Oh, he's, black like us? Oh, okay, well, maybe. No, it just not gonna work. Sharon says she has privilege, she thinks. Yeah, so does the other one that we'll get to in a minute. So anyways, I think that Usman maybe set it up that way to have this family member come instead of Muhammad because he don't really want to be with Kimberly. He's just trying to get to the States with whoever he can get over here with. That's just my personal opinion. You don't like her? Yeah, I don't care for her either. Not how she's presented on this TV show. And then let's jump to Elizabeth and Andre. They find out that she's pregnant. Do you all already know the spoiler about Elizabeth and the baby that she has or hasn't had the baby? If you don't know, then I won't say. But yeah, she's pregnant, and of course, this couple right here, she doesn't want to tell the family, or Andre doesn't want to tell the family that she's pregnant. You know what? Now, if any family qualifies for counseling, it is Elizabeth's family. This family is draining. They're entertaining, but they're draining. I mean, just the back and forth. And I sometimes think that Elizabeth plays a role in it too, like not necessarily trying to calm down the situation, but yes, you're supposed to speak up for the sake of your spouse, but Andre is a piece of work. And I think Elizabeth's personality has a little bit been shaped just a little bit by Andre. Universal says, I think Usman knew the other guy wasn't coming. Exactly. That's why I think so too. I think it was a bait and switch. Sharon says, Andre is overbearing. Exactly. I think so too. Overbearing, controlling, everything that fits in that umbrella, that's Andre to me. So it's hard to watch it. I don't like Elizabeth's husband. Right. And there's something with his visa or immigration process that's going on too. And he thinks that somebody from her family is the reason why, like, is a stalemate right now. So I guess next Monday we'll see when they do have a therapy, which I'm surprised that they're sitting down, that we'll find out what the family has to say about that. Because, Elizabeth's sisters are very outspoken. So, all right. So let's move to Michael and Angela. I heard there was a petition going around that they're trying to get Angela off the show. Oh, sorry. They're trying to get Angela off the show based off of her. I think I said this last week, but if I didn't, or if I did, I apologize for repeating it. But yeah, get her off the show for the violence that she shows towards Michael and just the language that she uses off camera or in interviews, things like that, they want her off the show. But Michael, sometimes I think that he does this as part of the storyline. I mean, as much as he gets cussed out, as much as he gets just slapped in the face and pushed around and talked about him, his culture, his friends, and back and forth, why does he keep following Angela? Why does he keep following her to the hotel room so they can, have their intimate time? And why does Angela keep putting up with this? Because how many times has Angela said, I'm done, Michael. I'm done. Well, if you're done, be done, And so I don't really get what's going on. Do y'all think it's for a storyline? Because I've heard also too that it could be part of a storyline that Angela is really with someone else and not the plastic surgeon, if you heard that rumor, but someone else that she's talking to as well. But yet she wants him to delete his Instagram, but yet she could keep up all her social media. So like I said last week, like, what is the point of that? How come he can't have social media and do what he's doing? If your relationship, then you're supposed to be on the up and up. On the complete other side of the world, but you can have free reign and do whatever you want to do, and he can't say a word to you. I mean, Michael is still a man, So I don't get that. Sharon says, Angie's out of her mind. Yes, she is. Yes, ma'am. And maybe he stays quiet to keep the story going. I think I asked last week too. Is everyone getting paid? Like, are the people that's in the other places getting paid too a little bit? Or, do you think that's part of it, that like they're keeping it up so he can support his family? Because I just don't understand why he's taking all this abuse, especially when his immigration papers have been denied, twice that I know of, or that they've mentioned previously. So I don't understand what the back and forth is with them. And then Jenny and Sumit, I just found it funny that Sumit said that, listen, he understands that Jenny's retired, but that's not the lifestyle he wants to live. But at the same time, I'm thinking, now Sumit, Jenny is 30 years your senior. 30. Jenny is truly old enough to be your mother. If she's retired and doing, living the life that she wants to live, and you married her, why would you think it would be different? And the same for Jenny. Sumit is in the prime of his life. Why would she think it would be different for him, like wanting to stay at home with her all the time? I don't understand that at all. So, yeah, I don't understand that at all. And so Sumit is going back to his job. He said he's going to be working at least 7 days a week. Jenny is upset because she said, well, what if you guys hang out after work, have a drink? I don't want you to come home drunk. I don't know. Sumit has things to think about. He says he doesn't want to come to America. Jenny wants him to consider coming to America, but I'm really surprised that Sumit says that America is not where he wants to be. His family, friends, and lifestyle is in India. So this will be the first time I think I heard a participant on a 90-day franchise want to stay in their home country. Say, Sharon, Sumit wanted out that first marriage. Oh, definitely wanted out the first marriage. I agree with that. And then let's move to Big Ed and Liz. I mean, do we really have to get into detail about this? This is another mismatched couple. Last week, she threw the wedding ring in the bushes. She found the ring. They got in a fight. It was over. And now yesterday's episode, they're attending counseling and they want to work it out. I mean, I guess. So both their triggers are PTSD from previous relationships. Hers being cheated on in the past, and Big Ed said his is jumping to conclusions. And I'm like, okay, if you say so. I honestly don't have anything nice to say about that either. This is another situation like a Jenny and Sumit. You're much older than your person. And sometimes when you're older than someone, what you've gone through in life, they haven't experienced yet. So it's hard to meet on a common ground. And so, yeah, it's kind of hard to come together. Universal says the people at the market was very rude to Jenny. The people were rude to Jenny, yes. But I'm surprised Jenny hasn't went out shopping by herself before. I'm really surprised at that. I really thought that she would have went shopping and would have known the prices and things like that. So, but you know what, Universal, I'm glad when she went shopping with the first lady that she walked away knowing that she was probably not getting the best price or being ripped off or whatever the case may be. So she had good sense to walk away from that one. And then the last but not least for this, Jovi and Yara. I think Jovi kind of sensed, at least from his mom, before they came to Prague, that she would consider maybe staying in Europe. And so Yara is trying to think, say to Jovi that, she's going, looking at apartments with her mom and, she's like, so if we if we come back here, we'll have a place to stay, this and that. And Jovi's not falling for that. He knows that Yara may want to stay or had considered staying before. And so, but I don't think Yara will stay where she's at. I think that, she misses her mom and they eventually may try to get her mom to the States. But yeah, I don't think so. But I just think she should have been honest with Jovi in the beginning. Say, Sharon, a few years ago, difference doesn't matter. But when you get big gaps, you start to see the cracks. Exactly. Yeah. Because Jenny and Sumit, 30 years, that is a big gap. Like that's truly a child of yours, And then Big Ed and Liz, that's about 25 plus years too. So those are big age differences to make up, especially when you try to go on common ground. So, yeah. So, all right, everyone. Well, I'm not going to keep you much longer. I appreciate the Weekdays with Mom. Like I said, we'll get into more topics when Married at First Sight, the reunion, part 1 and part 2 comes and goes. And then we'll get into more 90 Day Fiance, maybe a little bit more of Love After Lockup. And also whatever hot topics or different things like that. I also have be coming out with a video about what is happening behind the scenes with Millennial and Mom. So if you're not a member, think about that, because members will see the update first and go from there. So again, I'll be back on Thursday to talk about Married at First Sight San Diego, the reunion, part 1. I hope you all can join me. But in the meantime, thank you for sharing your afternoon, early evening with me. I really appreciate that. And following Millennial and Mom. So on that note, I'm going to tell you good night, goodbye take care. I shouldn't say goodbye. Good night for now, and I'll see you on Thursday, everyone. Thank you so much. Take care.